Don't complain about the committee. You have 4 spots. You have 4 AQs. Here they are. Now, you may get your 1 seed upset from time to time, but then everybody at least is being decided on the field.
That's the part. Yeah, I look at it. I'm trying to think. If you don't have a conference championship game, yes, then I guess I could see where you would do it. But like the ACC would have loved to have something like this in place this past season, I would think, right? To dispel some of the controversy.
Why? They got Miami in.
They did get Miami in.
That's who they wanted anyway.
Yeah, they should. You're right. They damn near won it anyway, but they would have been the best team of the conference for sure. But I wonder, though, if something like this could be picked up by other or could be mimicked by other conferences.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you do the AQs, you do the qualifiers, like that was already kicked around. This isn't some new revolutionary idea. Instead of doing it, they can't have a conference tournament game, so they just have this the last game of the season, which I don't think is a bad deal.
So that will be on the November 28th is when they're going to do that one. I started looking, Bob, at it's interesting. By the way, LeBron James last night became the oldest player to get a triple-double.
I saw that.
He scored or assisted on their first 23 points of the game.
Yep.
Do you think this is his last year in L.A.?
People are beginning to say that. I mean, I'm curious, if you think it's his last year, do you think it's on his accord or their accord?
Both.
I would say yes.
I mean, it doesn't seem like it's really working. If he wants to win, like they're not winning there next year.
Right.
There was like the joke he could go back to Cleveland. Like they have one of the better teams set up for
I don't
him.
know that it's completely a joke, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have to take a lot less money.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know if he's willing to do that. And
yeah. If he wants to, seriously chase a championship, though, he has to.
Yeah.
LeBron is still very good, but you can no longer pay him, I don't think, max-level player.
No.
He's going to be the second or third best player. On a championship team, he's your second or third best player now. On a team with really good players.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's probably a 27-7 guy, 27-5 guy, which is still really impressive. Guys would love to be that, but I think he could be that for you consistently down the stretch in the playoffs. Like you said, that's not a super max deal.
And the tough part is, especially when you get to the postseason and you're kind of going like every day, every other day, or every third day at the most, or worst, however you want to say that. He just isn't really. He's still very good, but he's not capable of carrying the team like that. But you know who is? Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I know. But James Harden.
What?
I'm not saying he's capable, but
not in the postseason.
Not in the postseason. But James Harden, though, if he is your second or third best player in the postseason, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Well, the thing is, LeBron could just play point guard then.
Yeah.
Which is really what he's always been best at.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be your scorer. 16, 18, 20 points, but let him get the ball to Donovan Mitchell, let him draw. He can play out the high post, do a lot of things like that, and move the basketball around.
How much pressure, or would there be pressure, Bob? You've been part of a union. For LeBron, would the union pressure him to not take a minimum deal?
Okay, you just jumped to the other end of it.
Yeah.
Said not take a max. You're talking about taking the minimum.
Okay,
I don't know if anybody's saying that.
Well, I have heard that because of the Cavs' salary cap situation, they
wouldn't have much money for him.
Wouldn't have much for him. So he'd have to take, obviously, less than market.
A lot
more
of
than
those
minimum.
guys did when he was there.
Sure.
You would see a lot of those guys come in on minimum deals or
could you see
under market
LeBron
deals.
doing that?
I don't know. I'm not sure what's important to him anymore.
Yeah.
He never has taken less money really before.
Right.
So I don't know that he would do that again, but it's a function of, do you want to get to 5 titles?
Right.
If the answer is yes, this is the only way. This is the way.
I don't know, too, that I'm not sure the NBA is in a similar situation to, baseball, where every time Shohei and, name your Juan Soto, et cetera, gets that massive deal, it, pushes that bar higher. Because there's a salary cap in the NBA.
The Supermax is a Supermax, yeah.
Yeah, and, the next guy is still going to get it.
Sure.
I'm trying to think of one of the,
It's not like the NFL, where the NFL is like that, where they get upset if guys take below market deals, because then the team looks at it and they're like, well, if we think Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL,
exactly.
And the next guy comes up, pick your guy, Herbert, it's like, well, we're not going to pay him more than that. Well, he took a below market deal. Who says?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, so that's why the NFL has always not enjoyed that.
Whereas the next, 22-year-old superstar in the NBA who's coming up on or maybe I should say 26, 27-year-old star who's coming up on his non-rookie max extension.
Right.
Like, if he's still a stud, when Anthony Edwards comes up for his next deal or whatever, LeBron taking less money, like, Edwards is still getting the max,
right.
The super max and whatnot. So I'm not sure. I think it's a fair point. I just don't think the NBA has to worry about that.
And then what happens with Bronny?
Well, you got to find him a spot.
Is it a package deal? Because if I'm the Lakers and LeBron leaves, I'm not keeping Bronny.
No.
Does Bronny write a "I'm coming home" letter?
Yes.
Like LeBron.
Yes,
Ooh, that would be big.
I would like to see him do that. What I'd like to see is LeBron to negotiate Bronny's deal in with his. Well, I'm LeBron, I'll take the minimum, but Bronny, he gets a supermax or whatever. Bronny gets this.
A year.
Yes, Bronny gets this guaranteed deal. 5 years, $125 million, something ridiculous, overpaid to make sure his kid gets paid. I could see it happening. We're up on YouTube, by the way. I just noticed
Yes, yep. Ben got us up and rolling.
Way to go, Ben. Coming up next, quick hitters, Morning Juice.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm an innovation ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Bobby knows what it's like to be a winner. Tito knows what it's like to be thrown out of an all-you-can-eat buffet.
You're here 4 hours.
This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Thanks for tuning in. It's not top of the hour yet. Sorry, I looked at the clock wrong. But nonetheless, Bodie's time to shine.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Morning, Bodie.
Happy Friday, fellas. Indeed. Best day of the work week, if I can say that
Shark's
right.
least favorite day.
Oh, yeah? He's such a grinder. I think Shark would have done Morning Juice Saturdays and Sundays if they let him. We'll start here with the NFL guys. Former Steelers defensive back Joey Porter Sr. He did not hold back his feelings on a couple of his former teammates when he was on the Not Just Football podcast with Cameron Hayward. Porter had this to say about James Harrison and Ben Roethlisberger. Quote, Harrison broke the brotherhood, and then 7, referring to Roethlisberger, definitely broke the brotherhood. And of anybody that should talk, he should never grab a microphone and really talk Steeler business, because if we talk Steelers business, his ass is foul of all foul. That bleep that he did is foul of all foul. He is not a good teammate. I won the Super Bowl with him, but the person, he's just not a good teammate. Kind of tripling down there on that one. He knows that. Anybody in the Steelers building knows that, but we protected him because I've only won 1 Super Bowl, and that was my quarterback. So do I love my quarterback? Yeah. But is he a good person? No. As far as the breaking the brotherhood comment goes, that was referring to Harrison criticizing and saying Mike Tomlin is not a Hall of Fame head coach last month. Tito is a Steelers fan. The rings still count, but that kind of probably didn't make you feel super great.
It didn't.
That's why he ignored it yesterday. I was wondering why we didn't talk about this.
Bob, we had a lot of stuff to get into yesterday.
No, we didn't. We were getting into nonsense.
I don't think it was nonsense.
Yep. We need more NFL stories and more stuff like this. I was driving home thinking, like, why did we never get into this?
Bob,
I'm like, I was a Steelers fan, so he just ignored it.
I didn't ignore it. I just So I want the Buckeyes to make the NCAA tournament, Bob. That's where I'm at on that.
I get that. That was topical and relevant.
That was big. That was a multi-segment topic there.
Okay, so your thoughts on this?
Segments. On this, I'm a Diebler guy. I like Thornton.
What does that have to do with any?
Okay, listen. Okay, I'll get to it. Anyway, I found it interesting because you don't see much Steeler on Steeler crime, which I think, unless it's regarding like Le'Veon Bell or Antonio Brown, but like when it comes to just people that
that's
stuck
just
with
crime. That's
right,
not.
Yeah, you're right. That's fair. Yes, I was surprised to hear this. Look, based on what we know about Roethlisberger's past transgressions, I will never campaign for him to be the Walter Payton Man of the Year. Okay, I'm not going to do that.
It's good. It's a smart move.
Thank you very much. But I'm surprised he did this. It was on Cam Hayward's podcast with him when Porter did all of this. I was surprised by it just because you don't see many Steelers calling out other Steelers like this. The Tomlin not being a Hall of Fame coach, that's wrong. He's a Hall of Fame coach, no doubt about it. But I don't know what led this to come up right now. You've had years to. I'm Roethlisberger eligible for the Hall of Fame next year. You've had years to say things like this. I'm not sure why all of a sudden it's important to bring it up now, Bob.
Well, I think because didn't Ben say something in response to? So Debo said Tomlin shouldn't be a Hall of Famer, correct?
I believe that was on his podcast where that conversation got brought up with James Harrison.
Yes. Yeah, Debo. That's why call it James Harrison Debo. Yep. Sorry. And then Ben commented on that, correct?
Right.
So that's why.
Well, the other part is, too, it said
that's 100% why. James Harrison, a.k.a. Debo, those guys, I'm going to be honest.
I think he was on Debo's podcast.
Yeah, the guys who I know.
Right.
Wait, hold on a second.
I think it was Debo Samuel's podcast.
They called James Harrison Debo.
They did?
That's his nickname.
I didn't know that.
Okay. More you know. I assumed it was Debo Samuel's podcast.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Learn something new every day.
There you go. But, because he was so big and strong. But, I think that was Roethlisberger clapping back at him. And listen, is Mike Tomlin a Hall of Famer? Yes. Does he have any other coaches that have gone to any other places and had success? I mean, James Harrison's pointing out something factual with that. From the guys that I know, and I never played with Ben, and my interactions with him have been largely positive. I know that there's some animosity. Like, some of his teammates didn't necessarily enjoy him all that much. And so I think now it's like, hey, you get done and you're trying to pretend like one of us and all this stuff. That wasn't you when you played. So if you're going to say things, we're going to clap back at you. And by the way, you've got some off the field stuff that's less than flattering.
Yes.
And it was largely glossed over and covered by the Steelers franchise for you. And the fact that they're one of the more respected entities in sports, you were able to kind of garner some of that shield from them. Because the stuff that I had heard from some of those things, like, there's a good chance that he could have been in prison if they wanted to really push it.
In the ESPN article, in one instance, Roethlisberger refused to sign memorabilia for teammates' families, something that was common practice in the locker room, Porter said. He was telling people, no, I'm not going to sign that, Porter said. So once he did that, Who they come over and tell? The captain. When he first did it to Chris Hoke, I was like, damn, that's messed up, man. I grabbed it from Hoke, took it over there, and I told him to sign it. But then when he did that to Aaron Smith, now I got to have a meeting with Roethlisberger like, you're a rookie, you're a young guy. You can't tell all my vets you're too young, you're too cool to sign for any vets. Who the hell is too cool to sign for your teammates? I'm not a fan.
And that's why AJ told the story his rookie year that he was to Green Bay, they got Brett Favre, and Favre's in his last couple of seasons.
Right.
They had like some rookie practice squad kid comes up, has like 10 jerseys. Favre just sits there and signs them.
Right.
Hey, no problem, man. Get over here. I get it. Like those are his Christmas presents. Like, you got Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Like Tom Brady was the same way. Most of those guys are like that. Ben was a rookie and kind of an entitled D. Like, that's what it was.
You caught yourself there.
That's fine. No, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
But that's largely the things that I had heard.
Yeah.
And his team, he wasn't really well received in the locker room.
Yeah.
So because of that, like, dude, you're going to sit there and clap back, in my opinion, act like, oh, I'm protecting this and Mike's my guy. Get out of here, man. Nobody was your guy. Nobody really cared for you. And so we're starting to see a little bit underneath the rug that was swept there for him, and it doesn't look all that good.
All right, basketball, Bob. NBA All-Star Weekend this weekend. We got the celebrity game, as we talked about earlier, and the Rising Stars game tonight. Tomorrow night, three-point contest and dunk contest. And then on Sunday evening, starting at 5, it's the new version of the All-Star game. They've changed it up again.
Is this some sort of international?
Here's what we've got. Yep, it's a 3-team tournament. We have 2
great.
American teams, American-born players, and then 1 international players. They'll play in a round-robin tournament consisting of 4 12-minute quarters, or 12-minute games, if you will.
12-minute game, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically just
Why
one
don't they have a
game.
3-way game where they all play each other?
That's a great idea, Bob. Now we're making progress.
Here's what we got. In the first game, Team USA Stars will take on Team World. In the second game, Team USA Stripes will take on the winner of the first game. And then in the third game, Stripes will take on the team that lost in the first game. Try to keep track of all that. And then after the third game, the 2 teams with the best records will advance to play one another in the final game, in the championship game. Each game, as I mentioned a second ago, will be 12 minutes in length. Bobby, we kind of saw this in hockey last year with the 4 nations face-off. Is this going to bring you in at all, rather than just a typical East-West?
If they just did
version?
American versus international, I could get behind that. I don't know why we need 2.
Well,
if they don't have enough international players.
That's the problem, yeah.
So how many players on each team?
I think
it's 8, right?
Yeah,
Like
just
more
do
than
8
5,
on 8.
But there's not. I don't know if there's any more All-Stars than that in the NBA. 16 is fine with me. Put them in there and let them go 8 on 8.
So,
they're trying. I don't think there's nearly. First of all, like, people were passionate when they did the 4 nations because those countries are all big hockey countries. I don't know that that's the case in basketball.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I feel like you could probably put together a pretty good just USA versus the world roster. And I think that would be all right. I think that'd be a pretty decent game. Nobody plays hard in it anyway. So what does it matter?
Yeah.
The 4 nations, they were playing hard.
Yeah.
Those guys wanted to win.
The hope, I think, too, not only is that, who do you play for, but also I think the hope is probably, since you're only going to be playing like a couple quarters, essentially.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, can you play hard for 2 quarters?
Right.
I don't know.
Here's the deal.
but
Just give me a 2 quarters.
give me 12 minutes every other half hour.
So we're not sure if Luka's playing or not. He's up in the air. SGA is not playing. Giannis
That's
is
the
not
thing.
playing.
Like, all those dudes in hockey would play.
Steph's not playing.
What if he plays?
Plays, you're right.
Harder
Yes.
any worse.
So you got some injury things in there, but like the Stars and Stripes, they drew it up kind of like, so one's kind of a younger team, one's an older team. The older team has got like Durant and Donovan Mitchell and LeBron. It had Steph, who's obviously not playing now. But there's like the Stripes team is the older of the 2, whereas the Stars team has got younger guys.
Is John Candy on the Stripes team?
I don't think he is. He probably should be. And also Judge Reinhold, who's also in Stripes. And Bill Murray, Harold Ramis.
Harold dead. Candy dead.
Right.
Judge dead.
Ah,
Judge isn't dead.
Is he?
Judge Reinhold? Did you just kill Judge Reinhold on our show?
Maybe.
I think Judge Reinhold is still alive, Bobby.
I think you're right in saying that, but he's pretty old.
I don't think. And
He'll be 69 later this year in May.
Oh, he's not that old then.
no. It won't draw me in, Bob. I still won't, unless I'm forced to. I don't know how I could be forced to. because there's always other stuff on. I don't see myself
I
watching.
haven't watched an NBA All-Star game in probably
Been a
15
long time.
years.
It's been a long time.
I like the idea. I just like if they don't play hard though, then it's completely
That's
That's what it is.
be washed out. Did you guys see Nick Wright's thoughts on what they should do with the All-Star game earlier this
What did he
week?
say?
Did you see that, Carp?
Uh-uh.
How do I put this? He said, well, he said it, not me, so I'll just say, he said we should do whites against blacks.
That sounds great. That's
how
why I like really mix it up.
It wasn't like racist or anything. He was like, just these guys will play hard.
Yeah.
There'll be something on the line.
Some racial pride here. Really lean into that. That sounds
And
great.
he's like, look,
go
they're-
full old school. We're going to have a segregation team. We're going to do segregation. Bring it back. There you go.
Listen.
That's amazing.
I mean,
good for him.
Luka, Jokic, Peyton
Chet-
Pritchard.
Isn't
coming
that
off the
basically
bench.
almost a foreign
Cooper
team, though?
Flag, pretty much. We
Yeah.
got Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag.
Who's got to be the
Throw the-
best white American since Bird. I mean,
What
seriously.
about
like,
Adam Morrison? Did he not make it? Did he not count?
Once he started crying after that loss in March Madness.
I don't know how I feel about talking about this, but nonetheless.
I thought it was
I mean,
entertaining.
could Jason Williams bring him out, just pull him off the celebrity bench,
But his
white
name's
chocolate?
White chocolate.
Maybe
so
we have actually black Jason Williams versus white Jason Williams. One's old, the other one's old, but blew out his knee or wrecked in the motorcycle wreck. They can go head to head.
Chet Holmgren's white, isn't he?
Yeah,
I mean,
Chet
I know
Holmgren's
he-
white.
isn't
Yes,
he?
he's white.
Well,
Yes.
some guys
Chet
are,
Holmgren's
you know,
white.
I've watched his
lighter
dad
skin.
filming from the stands.
Cooper Flag. You could have him out there as well.
This is unbelievable.
No, but here's the still okay. We got another minute. Here's the problem.
among others.
Yes, this is a.
I think this would be highly tough.
Listen, when he
If
said
you wanna
it,
do
it
for the-
sounded crazy, and then he started explaining it, and I'm like, not crazy.
I mean, if you want to get Dave
Bird
Chappelle
coach
could
one
be the
team,
host.
Magic coach the other.
Yeah, there you
Okay,
go.
Bob. Here's the question: if somebody has a white parent and a black parent,
That's
They get
why
to
I was
choose.
asking about Chet.
Well, this is what they had in Chappelle. They had the racial
I
draft.
know the racial draft. I know. The Tiger Woods got drafted early. So did Wu-Tang Clan. I
Yeah.
remember that too.
There's some
Condoleezza
trades in
Rice.
there.
Yeah, there were trades in there.
Which team would Clayton Bigsby be on? Because
Exactly.
he thought he
Right,
was white.
exactly. We thought he was white. Yeah, he thought he was white
He
too.
did, yeah.
So I don't know, Bob. Typically, I think as a culture, and this is a scary
As
thing
a
to get
society.
into, as a society, I think we consider mixed people to be of color.
Well, because there was historically there was called the one drop rule, and that's what they instituted in the South. I've talked to people about this. Everybody looks at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, this was in history books. We talked about it, and like if you were any part African American,
He's like a quarter African American. You were considered.
The one drop rule fed off. So yes, any portion.
When you say one drop, okay, you mean like one drop of DNA, one drop
One drop
yeah,
of blood is
one
what
drop
they,
of blood
is
okay.
what they said.
All right.
And so like
I was thinking
I mean,
hip
you want to
drop
let
for some
people
reason.
choose. I don't care. I mean that's not for me to decide.
Right.
That's not. I'm
Dave
all
Chappelle
for
to
this.
decide.
This would be great.
It's for Dave Chappelle to
You know,
decide.
it's for Dave Chappelle. He should get. Like, Dave Chappelle was ahead of his time. Really, 20 years ago. Like, now life is imitating art. I mean, that's real. The
Lenny
fact that Nick
Kravitz.
Carter brought that up, and I guarantee you,
Nick Wright.
Who-
Nick Carter's from the
Nick-
Backstreet
yes,
Boys, right?
Nick Wright.
I know
That's
what
fine.
you're saying.
Bob. If you want Nick Carter to get in us, we can do
but I
it.
guarantee you, what's his name? Skinny little alien man. Not
Victor?
No, the
Wembanyama.
commissioner of the NBA.
Oh, Adam Silver.
Adam Silver. Yeah.
Listen,
I guarantee he's probably thought like
Nick Wright was
rating-
asked on Bill Simmons' podcast, how can we save the All-Star game? He wasn't asked to, that's all he
Don't
was
ask
asked.
me to do it
And
the
he
right
was-
way,
he
just
was-
do it.
Yes, just try to save it. That's what he was trying to do.
Yeah,
That'll
honestly.
get eyeballs.
Hey, Bird coaches the white team. Magic coaches the black team.
Maybe they trade and maybe they trade and switch.
They do the draft on that
Yeah,
one too.
that would
yeah.
be good. So
Halftime, the coaches switch.
integration between the two teams.
Why do I feel like I'm gonna get suspended over this conversation?
You're not the one that said it. Nick
Listen,
Wright
It doesn't
did.
matter.
You're just commenting
It
on his
doesn't. It
comments.
doesn't
I brought
matter.
it up to
No,
you.
it doesn't matter. It'll still come back on me somehow because you guys don't have any
Suspend me.
strikes against you.
You want me on that wall.
You need me on that wall. Coming up next, top of the hour. What better way to follow up racial talk than bring on Albert Breer? Way to go, Albert. We'll talk to you next, Morning Juice.
Miss Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donor Shoes is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, helping music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit donorschoose.org. That's donorschoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much stuff because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part, knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Help me, Albert Breer. You're my only hope. Help me, Albert Breer. You're my only hope. By the way, as I said in the chat, if you enjoyed that last segment, get used to it. Because when football's not going on, and I'm not talking Aviators, no offense to the Aviators, I can't do that. There'll be a lot of that kind of stuff.
With all due respect.
Yeah, with all due respect, yes. Bob, will you go to an Aviators game this year?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think I will. I think I'll go to at least one.
I'm not overly busy in the spring. We do have some of the kids' lacrosse stuff. My daughter plays, and my two youngest boys will. My son just does football and swimming, so he'll be more off. So I won't have like crazy level of commitment. So yeah, I could see myself drifting out over there and enjoying it. Where are they playing?
At Historic Crew Stadium.
I hate that place.
Okay, why do you hate it?
Because it's in a terrible location and it's an awful venue.
I know, but other than
other than those two things, how was the play?
Yes, no, but Bob, okay, yes, I understand. It's
and it has a name that is misnomer, false advertisement.
Okay, but
shot or St. John Historic.
Listen,
they said historic Schottenstein Arena. Well, it's over 25 years old.
I'm not saying to go and spend the day tailgating and stuff. I know it's not in the best location.
I hate the location. I hate the stadium. And I hate the name most of all.
Awesome. But to go there and watch the Aviators play a game, I will take Artie to go see a game, I'm sure. I will go and do that. Jeremy had a suggestion, by the way. Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson as the coaches for the basketball
That would be amazing.
Okay, how about that?
Gosh, I'd get them in their outfits.
I like that,
too.
Jeremy. Yes, go out there with
have Wesley have the
backwards hat.
Little backwards hat.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that'd be great. Have you ever seen White Men Can't Jump?
I haven't. I knew the reference, but
you need to watch that.
Add it to
the
list.
A lot of profanity in that one.
There's a little bit of
somehow they put that on network television. My dad's like, I can't wait to see how they did this.
All of a sudden, cut down that hour and 40-minute movie to like an hour.
Yeah,
it's a lot of just because they wouldn't beep it, they just dropped the sound out.
Right.
And you're like, like as they're speaking, it's like you breaking up, Mav. Earth bulge.
That was a good movie. I watched that one in the theaters. I remember that. Me and a buddy took our girls for a double date. They didn't enjoy it near as much as we did.
Yeah, that was good.
It was a good flick, though.
You think Woody Harrelson could ever dunk in real life?
I would say no.
I don't think he's very tall.
Yeah,
so that's the first hurdle.
I don't think he would. Yeah, the height thing would be the first hurdle. I don't think he could, no.
I wonder if Wesley Snipes actually could. He's not very tall either.
I saw something that Steve Carell
could dunk a basketball?
No, but is actually a really good basketball player. And that it took a lot of on his part to make himself look like a bad basketball player in that Office episode we were talking about.
That. I feel like that might be like a fake news hype up.
That Steve Carell's a really good
Adam
player.
Sandler's a good basketball player.
And like Krasinski looked.
He was an athlete. John Krasinski.
And he's really tall.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Big Tuna.
Big Bird.
Big Tuna.
I think Michael called him Big Bird. Big tuna.
What big tuna is what Andy called him, right?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
Big
tuna
bird,
in
yes.
general. Yeah.
Tuna. Yeah. Right.
Tuna.
Right.
Tuna.
Yeah. That. So I saw about Steve Carell, and I'm not sure if that actually happens.
Large tuna. Have you seen my cellular device?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. That was a great episode.
Tweedledee-dee-dee, tweedledee-dee-dee.
Bob, another court ruling. Trinidad Chambliss.
He's back.
Yes.
We're back.
Could be
Leave it
back.
to a nice state local state judge
You
to
got
get
an
it done.
eligibility left, Carp?
Did you see where the
Like a
judge was
couple
like, I
years.
guess, like cry? I haven't seen this yet. They said the judge was like crying when they were talking about he couldn't. Oh,
Wow.
Breer's coming on. He's going to be good.
Okay.
But they said, I got to find this. I just sent it to somewhere. But he, hold on. There's all kinds of news coming out.
Well, you got the other dude too, Bob, from Montana. Solomon Tuilaya-Pupu.
Ninth year.
Ninth year of eligibility.
Yeah, the NCAA
That's
granted
awesome.
that.
Right.
Good for him.
He was a 2018 USC signee.
Good for him.
It's his ninth year of eligibility.
How's that even possible?
I don't know
Seriously,
that.
like how I
many-
guess
what
he
class
was
are you
right in the
taking?
middle of COVID.
We had, what's
so-
his name here from Northland who went to Harvard at first, and then
Yeah, you're right. He came back to Ohio State. Seth, was it Seth?
yeah,
Oh,
Towson. I think that's
Sounds
right.
right, yeah.
and I
Seth
think
Towns. Seth
Seth
Towns.
Towns, yeah.
Seth Towns, yes.
And
Take
he,
out
I
the
think he
OA.
ended up
Walked
going
away
somewhere else. I think he played 8.
Yeah, and then he went after Ohio State, yeah.
So I mean, there's endless possibilities. Why put yourself in a box?
By the way the three of us just went through and did that Seth, we stumbled on his name.
Yeah,
And we
got
had him,
it.
we had him Townsend and then Towns. That sounded like three old guys in a rest home trying to remember some player from back in their day. Seth Townsend.
So,
Towns. Yes.
Seth Towns.
Yes.
Knows Townsend. 2 years at Harvard, 16 and 17. Didn't play in 18 and 19, injury / redshirt.
Right.
Played in 2020 with the Buckeyes.
All right.
Didn't play in 21, injury redshirt.
Yep.
22 didn't play at all.
Yep.
I think he just sat out the year.
I think you're right.
Then he played a fourth year. What was his eighth year though? Back at or not back at, but at Howard.
At Howard, okay.
So Harvard, High State, Howard. There you go.
There's just
12
no
points a game for his career. I mean, that's
Bob, do you think it should be five seasons to play 4 years and that's
It
it?
should be 5 to play 5. Just let them
5 to
play
play
all
5.
year.
Let 'em play all
Like
5.
I don't need to hear you have 4 games to redshirt. Now they're pumping it to 8, 9.
Yeah.
Dude, there's only 12.
Yeah.
What's the difference now? Just play 5 seasons to play 5. I don't care if you get your leg bit off by a shark and then you have to miss a season. They're able to
be a tough
sew
break.
it back on
That
or
would be unfortunate,
grow
yeah.
a new one. I don't know.
that person might have more problems than coming back to play
That's
another
fair.
season.
You can't go
with
left.
advances in modern medicine, man, you'll be able to grow a new one. And then you're able to play. Get the NCAA appeal situation out of it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Listen, you got a parent that got sick, this or that. You get 5 years to play 5.
Yeah.
Doesn't
We're giving
matter
you
if
an
you're
extra
hurt,
year.
yes.
Doesn't matter if you're hurt. Doesn't matter if we got hit by a meteor.
Grandma died.
COVID-2 came back.
COVID-2.
I mean, I don't care. 5 to play 5. That's what it is. You can't be 37 years old out there playing college
Why
basketball.
not?
The meteor hit, Bob, might be
Former
a little
NBA
extreme.
All-Star starting for whoever.
I'm with you on the 5 to play 5. I would be fine with that because
There's no exceptions. Then
right,
we don't
I'm
have
tired
to-
of all this.
We don't
yes.
have to sit there and say, well, this guy, was this more important
Yeah.
than this? I
Yeah.
don't care. Like I said, I'm not that I don't have a heart for those things, but everybody's got a story. So you know what? You get 5 to play 5. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
And if you
this
leave and go
guy-
choose to play professionally, then you know what? That also
Then you're
negates.
done.
Then you're
yeah,
done.
there's got to be something in there too.
Hey,
that,
can you
like, once
resend
you-
Breer the link and password?
Yep.
Yeah. Bob, it's because I'm tired of hearing these stories about, this guy's getting 9 years. And it's like,
I mean, this is what's crazy. By my 90th, I would have already been on my second team.
Yes.
You look at some of the guys that they play with who come out after 3. There's dudes that are on their second NFL contract.
Right.
And there's these guys coming back to play in their 9th year. That's insanity. It's insanity. They're playing this 18-year-old, borderline kid coming in here.
Right.
This guy's, he's like, it's Joe Lewis out there.
yes,
100 years old.
Joe Lewis, one of the greatest of all time. This guy, one of the greatest of all time.
He is the
Albert
greatest.
Breer joins us. Okay, I was trying to He is the greatest of all time. You're calling him the GOAT right now.
Yeah. I mean, listen, he replaced Peter King. So,
and Peter King was great. Yes. Okay. Albert Breer, the GOAT, joins us right now here on Morning Juice. Good morning, Albert. What are the chances of the Iowa Bears being a thing or the Des Moines Bears ever being a thing?
Oh, come on. You're going to leave with that?
Yeah, I'm going to leave with that.
I mean, there's nothing more valuable to a sports franchise than a border. And I mean, I don't know if anybody's paid attention to all this stuff over the last few years, but you had the Chiefs playing Kansas versus Missouri. The Commanders have played Maryland. They actually have 3. So they've played Maryland versus Virginia versus DC. And so a lot of these teams that sit on borders are able to play these games. Now, I would say Iowa is probably pushing it a little bit, considering that the Chicago Metro, I think that's 3 hours to the border. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, so that's probably pushing it a little bit. Like Indiana, you can get away with that one. Iowa would be pushing it a little bit. I don't know. I don't know that the NFL would be too keen on abandoning the third largest market in the country for Des Moines. But I guess if it can kind of get you to the finish line and getting a stadium in Illinois, then you got to do what you got to do.
Where's Derek Carr playing next year?
I never thought he was retired, Bobby. I just thought, there had been so much kind of water under the bridge between he and the Saints that, obviously they had a new coaching staff coming in. I felt like this was sort of a reset year for Derek Carr. And, I look at where he's at and what he can bring to a team. And, I think he actually will have some options if he says, yes, I'm coming back. Now, obviously, you're going to have to work out the rights with the Saints and everything else. But, I think the quarterback market is such where you'd have to trade for Mac Jones. You'd have to trade for Kyler Murray. You'd have to trade for Tua, presuming those guys don't get cut, which could happen, right? So you have those 3 guys out there. But then, when Tua and Kyler vacate the Cardinals and Dolphins, now you've got openings there. The draft, you've got Fernando Mendoza and not a whole lot else. I guess Trinidad Chambliss officially is going back to Ole Miss now, right?
As of now.
Allegedly, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, there just aren't a ton of options out there if you're looking for a starting quarterback. And Derek Carr is a starting quarterback in the league for a long time. So, I mean, you could look at a team like the Browns. You could look at the team like the Jets. You could look at a team, like the Cardinals. If it winds up being that Kyler Murray is gone, I think there are going to be some options out there for him. So the Jets make some sense just because you have Bill Musgrave there, and you also have an opportunity with the Jets that had sort of been one he'd considered a couple of years ago, when Aaron Rodgers went there. So the Jets might make the most sense, but I think he'll have a few options.
Albert Breer joins us right now from MMQB here on Morning Juice. We know that Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow will be starting for their respective teams next year or this upcoming season in Week 1. Who will be the starting quarterbacks, you think, under center for the Steelers and the Browns?
I would say so. The Steelers, I think, I have this been in the back of my head now that Aaron's coming back, and maybe it's fool's gold. Like maybe I'm just, maybe it's just wishful thinking that we get one more year from him because I would like to see it, but it's just too many things line up there. I think he really enjoyed his experience. I think that Mike McCarthy would make it, comfortable for him. So I just have it in the back of my head that Aaron Rodgers is going to come back. He could wake up in 3 weeks and decide, the hell with this, I'm done. And I have had that. I've really felt like for most of the last 6 or 7 weeks that he was going to be done. But, it just, as you get closer to, the combine and free agency and you start to look at the Steelers options that are out there, and you consider the relationship between McCarthy and Rodgers. And again, like, I think Aaron got some of his joy for football itself, just football, not the other stuff, just football itself. I think he got some of the joy for football itself back last year. I could certainly see that happening. The Browns are interesting. It wouldn't stun me if, like, it winds up being that Kirk Cousins ends up in Cleveland. I think, Kirk is going to be looking for a place where he can go and start. And, after the Falcons cut him, there is the possibility he goes back there because he's got the relationship with Kevin Stefanski from Minnesota. But, I think Kirk really, like, what he would want is the chance to go be a starting quarterback somewhere. And Cleveland just makes sense to me for him. Now, like, the question is, does he want to go? Does he want to play outdoors? In a northern climate. He was obviously in a dome for all of those years in Minnesota. Played in a dome in Atlanta. So, it's a little bit of a different environment. But, just as far as like finding a guy who can stopgap you for a year. And then maybe, you let Shador compete for it. Kirk Cousins would make some sense.
So Clint Kubiak is the head coach of the Raiders. Has he settled on a defensive coordinator? I haven't heard that yet, Albert. Where are we looking?
Yeah, so he's got a few names he's looking at. They wanted to try to get Jim Schwartz there, and they made an effort. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, Bobby, because Jim's still under contract with the Browns this year. They have an option on him for 27. I also think Jim could be looking at this and saying, do I take a job like the Raider job this year, or do I sit out this year and then maybe the Eagles job comes open in 2027 if Vic Fangio retires, which Vic, had been looking at retiring this year. I certainly think that could be part of the equation. Dino Vasso was another name that kind of got hot over the last few weeks. The Cardinals, the Browns, also liked him. He's a secondary coach with the Texans. I don't think he winds up going there. So, you're looking for the Raiders at names like Carl Scott, who was the Seahawks pass game coordinator, who, is an interesting name. Joe Cullen. You may have overlapped with him in Detroit. Yeah, so Joe Cullen's another name.
Yeah. Matt Patricia isn't on that list, is he?
No. Joe Woods would be somebody else that I would look at as a name. He's the current Raiders secondary coach. I think he's going to be there in some capacity. He's got a relationship with Clint. Whether or not that's as the coordinator, we'll see. So those are some of the names that are being batted around there. You have 3 open now, right, in Cleveland, Arizona, and Seattle. So, I think Arizona's looking at guys like Wink Martindale, Aubrey Pleasant. Cleveland, I think the name you want to kind of keep an eye on there is Corey Unlin. If it's not one of the internal guys, if it's not Ephraim Basha, the safeties coach, or Jason Tarver, the linebackers coach, I think Corey Unlin, who's the Texans pass game coordinator, would be a name to watch.
So was Cleveland really delusional enough to thought that they could pass on Jim Schwartz as the head coach and then he'd still come in as the defensive coordinator? I mean, do they know Jim Schwartz? Jim. I played for Jim. And when they said he stormed out and sent in his resignation, I would have put that checked in the as expected box. Well, they're trying to get him back. I'm I don't think that's going to happen.
I mean, I think they thought maybe cooler heads would prevail. Jim can be a little stubborn. I think that's probably fair, right, Bobby?
Yes.
Yeah. So
did you see him try to fight him and Harbaugh try to fight at the 50? I mean, I was there for that. I know it was back in Detroit.
I was too. I was standing right on the sideline for that one. That was I did not know what the hell was going on. There's a great backstory to that too.
Oh yeah.
That was an amazing situation. I don't know if we'll ever see anything like that. And the way that Jim skipped across the field to get to him too. It was like a kid going to recess. But I think with Jim, he had told people flat out, that If I am going to be in Cleveland next year, it's going to be the head coach, and it's not going to be as anything else. And, I think the Browns believed, maybe we can thread the needle here, and obviously they were mistaken. So now they move on, and and again, like I think Jim, this is the part of it that you can understand if you're Jim, which is like he's 58 years old, he wants another shot at becoming a head coach, and I can understand where you say, well, if you're not going to make me the head coach, then I got to move on because I want to become a head coach somewhere else. And I'm not sure that he really trusted that, being in Cleveland for another year or two was going to get him an opportunity somewhere else.
Albert, where does Max Crosby play next year?
My guess would be somewhere other than Vegas. There's a serious communication issue, I would say, is what I would call it, between him and the front office. Now, he still has a lot of loyalty to Mark Davis, still has a lot of loyalty to the Raiders organization. Still, I think, in an ideal world, would love to be a Raider for life. And he had a good conversation with Clint too, and sitting down and having breakfast with him. And, I don't think this is any ill will towards Clint or whoever Clint puts on his staff, but, can you get past some of the things that happened in December? I don't think he was even thinking about playing anywhere else before that happened. And I think the interesting thing about this is psychologically, once a guy like that opens that door, it's kind of hard for him to walk back through it the other way. You know what I mean? I think just the thought of going elsewhere, once that crept into his mind, now the Raiders are playing from behind a little bit because if he goes somewhere else, the money's going to be the same. And maybe he has a chance to go and compete for a championship. So, I know there are already, a bunch of contenders that have started to sniff around that situation, including the two teams that were in the Super Bowl. So, I don't know exactly where he's going to land. My guess would be the Raiders would send him out of conference. And my guess would be that it would have to be a contending team. And so which contending team is it? We'll see. But I could see Seattle being in that mix. I could see San Francisco being in that mix. I could see Philadelphia being in that mix. Green Bay probably less so since they just traded for Micah Parsons. But if you go down the list of contenders, Detroit, that's home for him. Now, I don't know with all of the big contracts that they're dealing with now if they could afford to do that. But, he is from Michigan originally. And the idea of having him and Aiden Hutchinson would be pretty tantalizing. I think it'll probably be to a contender and somewhere in the NFC.
I've seen some stuff where you've talked to some scouts and front office execs about Caleb Downs, how good of a safety he is and who they would compare him to. And some, he's the best since. And, the comment ever has come up. I mean, he's not the most physically imposing guy. Like, you look at him stature-wise, it's not like he's Sean Taylor out there and he can move like that.
He's built like a running back, I would say.
Yes,
right?
He's built like a running back.
That's fair.
Great tackler. I mean, safety's not a huge position of value. I mean, do you think that he's the top 10 guy in this draft?
I think he's going to go in the top 10. I don't think he has and the way I phrased that was he's one of the best football players I've seen in college football over the last 3 or 4 years, I'd say. And what I mean by that, it has nothing to do with upside, has nothing to do with athleticism, has nothing to do with, what he's going to be as an NFL player in 5 years. I can't remember. I mean, the one thing that sticks out to me about watching him, Bobby, is how when he hits somebody, they freaking stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he hits somebody, it's just the momentum he plays with, his ability to cover, his ability to play in different areas of the field. I mean, Matt Patricia's defense asked a lot of its safeties. And I think one of the things that made it easier on Matty P to implement his defense in year one at Ohio State, in an NFL style scheme at Ohio State, was having a guy like that who is so well-rounded and so smart and checks so many boxes. So, I think the way we're going to be talking about Caleb Downs over the next 2 months is we know he's going to be a very good player. Can he be a great player? And when you look at like some of the guys that are playing the position that I think he would slot into as a pro, right, which is kind of at that, like the overhang linebacker, hybrid safety position. All right, so you look at the guys who play that position, who are the best at it now. It's Derwin James, it's Nick Eamon-Warry, it's it's Kyle Hamilton. It's these supersized guys. And that's where I think the issue is going to be for Caleb, is that he's not 6'3" and 220 pounds, but like it just feels like he has everything else that you would want.
Albert, get you out on this one. Bobby has been chasing an Olympic dream. He shared with Bodie and I off the air. And then 2030 Olympics, he's thinking two-man luge. He asked me if I would practice with him. I'm not going to do it. Oh, so, Albert, if he asked you, would you be open to the idea of training with Bobby in the two-man luge for the 2030 Olympics?
Yeah. I mean, sure. I mean, do I have to sign a waiver?
No, I'm signing a waiver. I'm not actually signing up right now, and I'm not going to make it public. I'm just saying, if Bobby says, Albert, I'm thinking about doing this. This is my dream. I'd like you to be my goose. Would you do it?
I'd give it a shot.
Okay.
I'd give it a shot. I don't know. Like the one thing is, like, I've been skiing since I was like 3 years old, 2 years old. My mom is Austrian, so I'm like, I was born on skis, so I at least wouldn't have fear of going down an incline at like an icy incline at a high rate. So I at least have that going for me.
Breer Carpenter 2030. Look out for it, folks. It's a new T-shirt. We appreciate the time, Albert. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You bet. When he said his mom was Austrian, I was going to do the old shrimp on the bounty. What is shrimp on the bounty? Is that the phrase?
Shrimp on the bounty.
Shrimp on the
on the barbecue.
Okay. Okay, I didn't know. I don't speak.
Gosh.
I don't speak Australian.
I don't even know. I can't. This is too much.
We'll tell you what's got us juice. Morning juice.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. You don't want to start the new year off hurting. You don't want to start off the new year getting surgery. You don't want to start off the new year dealing with trying to plan something out into the future. What you want to do is get healthy. So what you want to do is go to my friends over at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his team, the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, back, shoulders, whatever it is, they can help you get ready. So instead of those invasive operations, it's going to sideline you all of the early year. Go check out our friends at QC Kinetics and see if they can help you today. Imagine moving better, being stronger, planning your year, doing what actually you want to do. So don't wait. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices located in Dublin and Gahanna, and they're already there for your free consultation. So go check them out today.
It's truck season at Germain Toyota, and the deals are about as tough as the trucks. Get into a new 2026 Toyota Tundra with $299% financing for up to 72 months plus $1,000 in Toyota Financial Services finance cash, or lease a 2026 Tacoma SR5 for just $289 a month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year, and $36.99 due at signing. Power, reliability, and offers that work as hard as you do. Visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or check them out online at germaintoyota.net.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
it's possible to begin healing.
To get the help you need.
To find peace.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Thank you, Albert Breer, for joining us. In the chat, someone asked about AJ. AJ will be on next, right, Bob? You feel confident in that?
Believe so. Right. Feeling good.
What do you ask AJ? He's in the Midwest Coast time, not West Coast time anymore.
Yeah, the Eastern time zone.
Midwest Coast, I call it, Bob.
That's where we're at.
MWC. Bodie, let's do what's got you juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Will this be a positive one today? Or we're going to get emotional, Bob? Did anybody
even know what that
lose
means. Like, it's fine.
It's fine. I just want to prepare myself, Bob.
Prepare yourself. Get out of here.
Let's
pick up a rifle and stand up.
That's fine. What's got you juiced, Bob?
What's got me juiced? Yesterday, got a lot of stuff done. I was running around. I literally had a week off in between getting back and then leaving for the cruise. And so there was a lot of things that need to get done. Still a lot more. Today's going to be an incredibly busy day. So excited for that. Should be fun. Tress always said, if you want to get something done, ask a busy person. So they figure out how to manage that time. And so hopefully that'll be me today.
I would have taken that a different way.
Why?
I was to ask a busy person to take on some of the stuff I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, if you want to get something done, ask a busy person.
Ask person to do something for me.
Well, yeah, what's in it for me?
That's
the Jeff Thidoff.
Hey, you're busy, I know, but can you mow my lawn?
The Jeff Thidoff mantra.
That's fine.
How can you help me make my life easier?
Yes.
You know, most people talk about servant leadership and the ability to help others. And
That's
what
good
can
for
you
me.
do? Yeah, it is. I mean, someone's got to be the one receiving the help. You know,
we can't all just serve everybody and nobody does anything for anybody.
There's an old Chinese proverb that's in the Winner's Manual. It said, "Let the doer of the deed remain silent. Let those that received it tell it." So I guess that's Jeff. Someone has to be the one that that broadcasts all the goodness that's out there in the world. I'm glad that can be you.
Thank you. It's my
Jeff.
role.
I'm glad that Breer came on today. It was great to catch up with him. I wanted to ask him that Jim Schwartz conversation in the worst way. Like, what were the Browns thinking? Like, did they think that there was a window? Yeah, they thought they could maybe middle it and get him. No, he was not. He told him, if I'm not the head coach, I'm not coming back. They must have misinterpreted what he said. I'm not sure.
Head coach of the defense, right, Jim?
Exactly. So crazy to see that. But juiced up last weekend here before the cruise. I got my son's first sectional swim meet tonight. So excited for him. I know he went to bed last night at like 9 o'clock. And I didn't have to tell him. I was like, you know what, man, that's very responsible of you. You got a big swim meet tonight. He's excited for that. So I'm excited to go watch him and get a chance to see it. Valentine's Day this weekend. So make sure you get your loved one something.
No.
It doesn't have to be big.
It's fake, Bob.
I'm not saying that it's real.
It'd be great if it was.
I'm just saying, you know what? It could be you just handwriting a poem. It doesn't have to be a monetary investment. It could just be an investment of your time and your energy.
Can you write a poem for me to give to
I'm
Heather?
not going to write a poem for you. Oh, if you want me to. I'm going to pen your name at the bottom.
That's fine. Thanks, Bob.
I mean, we could put some stuff in there for you. I mean, she may either smooch you or slap you. I don't know.
Typically, it's both, but that's a whole other story.
Well, then
that's a different podcast.
I'll write some things in there about that too. Yeah. You know, maybe you have to read it for the safe word. Who knows what'll happen?
Safe word is more.
Yeah, it's got me. My lips cracking because of sunburn. That was pretty good. Safe word is more. That is good. That is really good. That's got me juiced today. Bodie, what Sly's got to say?
You're in there rocking a jockstrap and a lab coat, you know? Like, you got to pee in a cup. You want to make it uncomfortable and not pee in the cup all the way? Fine. We'll make it super uncomfortable and stand right here.
So that was when Schlegs, they would do the hydration testing. And I don't know if people have seen this, where some schools had tweeted it out, like, your level of hydration was elite performer, this, that.
It was like clear.
Bad dude is what it would say. Like, don't care about your teammate. So Schlegs, I was like, buddy, you have a master's degree, you're a strength coach, and you're over here putting a dipstick in a cup of urine. The guy's like, he has to like chase him around. So he started wearing the lab coat. anymore with like just the jockstrap. He's like, you guys think this is what I want to do? Then come on. Oh no, hold on. I've been dying to sit here and get some of your pee in my hand at 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's what I got into this business for. I got a couple things for you guys today. First off, give a shout out to Zach Werenski, who had an assist in the USA 5-1 win yesterday over Latvia.
Play for United States of America.
What was the spread on that game?
I didn't see.
The game last night, 3.5.
They covered.
Did he have the cover?
He had 3.5.
Yes.
He had,
God bless him.
He
man.
also had
he
had over 2 goals, over 1.5 goals in the first period, which happened because it was 1-1 after 1. Now, the only thing he missed on was he had 6.5 total goals. And it ended up being over 6.5 to what he had. It ended up being 5-1.
But hey,
yeah.
You know.
I teased down to 5.5.
Bets. Oh, there you go. They just
on his $100 bet, started the new chain last night. He had Murray State laying 4.5. Murray State was up 22 at the half, and then won by 2.
Oh,
come on!
How's that even possible?
It's not a bad beat. That's a bad drubbing.
What else has me juiced today, guys? Sometimes the fan poll has caused more controversy than I ever would have anticipated when I replaced Shark. But nevertheless, do you guys think that putting up Nick Wright's thoughts on the NBA All-Star game? I mean, now I would say that's topical for all the shows. What if you think I put
if you could link the video of him saying that in there, I think that'd be even better.
Maybe even add who are you rooting for?
Right.
Let's really get in there.
Oh, but who are you rooting for now? We're getting into some stuff.
So maybe we'll pivot off of that, back
just,
away from the controversy a little bit.
How
Try to
excited
cool
are you about
things
Ohio
off.
State's football season? There we go.
Yes,
Very, not much.
Tito, Friday. That all has me juiced, sir. Why has you juiced?
What's got me juiced? This is the first weekend in a long time with absolutely zero sporting events going on.
It's exciting.
Nothing. Well, you would think it might be exciting, but on the flip side of it means a lot of crap's got to get done that we normally didn't have to do.
Sporting events to watch
for the
or
kids,
for your kids?
For the kids, yeah. There's no swimming for Charlotte. There's no basketball for Artie. But I got to, so it probably means stuff like, clean out the shed or get things ready for spring.
The shed.
It is supposed to be pretty nice this week.
I
Weather,
know.
more
The
I
basement
cleaned out
needs,
some of the garage yesterday.
Yeah, there you go.
I took down the rest of my Christmas lights yesterday. I had one tree left that I didn't get to before I left for the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
And then and then it was Snowmageddon, and then I was gone. It was freezing.
Yeah.
And so yesterday I was like, you know what? They're getting off right now. And of course, one strand, I always check them. That way when they don't work next year, it's like, they all worked when I put them away, Clark. And then, you know what? One of the ones is like, they were working a month ago, and now they don't work anymore.
That's not even
in
possible.
the trash. I don't know.
Bob, this past weekend, and I don't know if you have something like this in your house or not. We were at a friend's house, and I discovered...
It'd be great to have some of those.
Some friends? My friend had a secret room. Like it was
Safe
one of
room?
those. No, it was like one of those Batman things.
Yeah,
where
like
like
through a bookshelf or something?
Bookshelf,
Yeah.
and it opens
I
up.
know a couple people that have those.
And you go in there,
Yeah.
and there were like 4 chairs.
Well, now what's inside is that
No, 4 chairs, a TV, a full bar, like a wet bar, and all this stuff. Like, and it
some
was about
chains hanging from the ceiling.
it was about 15 degrees cooler than like it was the best thing, and I was so amazed by that. Now I was going to ask you, you don't have one of those at your house?
No, we didn't build the house.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I've got a neighbor that has one, and then they have a secret staircase, which is to the secret room. Yeah.
See, that's the kind of stuff that I love.
Yeah. Well, in case there's ever an intruder, sneak around and bam, right from behind. And then the other guy that had one, we were up at for Nick's funeral. His neighbor had one. It was cool. It was like a little hangout room in the back. It was through a bookshelf.
Yeah, I love that thing. That right there was the coolest thing to me is that you pulled on this part like a statue that was on there, or something like an ornament,
Yeah.
and you pull on it, opens the door up, and it was like
Clue.
Oh my gosh, it was wonderful. I want to live there. It's a small room, but I would live there. I don't care. Anyway,
Bruce would go visit Lucius.
Yes.
He'd just press that button on his desk. They'd go down that elevator.
Coming up next. Get ready for your Ask AJ. AJ Hawk will join us to wrap things up for the week. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. You don't want to start the new year off hurting. You don't want to start off the new year getting surgery. You don't want to start off the new year
dealing with trying to plan something out into the future, what you want to do is get healthy. So what you want to do is go to my friends over at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his team, the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, back, shoulders, whatever it is, they can help you get ready. So instead of those invasive operations, it's going to sideline you all of the early year. Go check out our friends at QC Kinetics and see if they can help you today. Imagine moving better, being stronger, planning your year, doing what actually you want to do. So don't wait. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices located in Dublin and Gahanna, and they are ready there for your free consultation. So go check them out today. Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Every business starts somewhere, selling a product out of the back of your car or maybe in your garage doing the packing and shipping yourself. And every great team starts grinding in the preseason, but with hard work, smart plays, and the right coaching, you can make it all the way. Here's Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on how they help local businesses go the distance.
At Riverside Bank of Dublin, our business lending team helps you take that next step. With equipment loans, real estate financing, and working capital, it helps you hit for power, not just for average.
Thanks, Travis, because in business, just like sports, the right support turns rookies into all-stars. It can mean the difference between what might have been and a championship team. We're Riverside Bank of Dublin, your winning team for business banking. Look for a new branch location at Bridge Park in 2026.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them, safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Bobby Carpenter, husband, father, Buckeye. Jeff Fedoff, husband, father, idiot. This is Morning Juice.
It's that time.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, A.J. Hawk.
A.J. Hawk joins us back from the West Coast. A.J., good morning, my friend. In the chat, someone wants to know what your perfect Valentine's Day looks like.
Ooh. Oh, man, yeah, perfect Valentine's. That's tough, I guess. I don't really think about Valentine's Day a whole lot, but probably going to a nice restaurant, like a decent restaurant, I should say, that has good steak and decent coffee maybe and some decent whiskey or bourbon. That's all I need, man. I'm not that sophisticated.
That was some zoo reviews. You mean with your wife, though, also, right?
Obviously,
okay.
Yeah. Dinner with my wife. That's what we will be doing. Yeah.
Right, thank you.
There we go. How was San Francisco, Age?
It was good. It was, I haven't really spent much time out there. So this is my first time actually staying there for a few days. We were right in the heart of it, right in downtown, and walks to and from the the convention center thing every single day. And honestly, I enjoyed it. I had a good time. It was nice that it was 65, 70 degrees every single day. That was a nice change from Ohio. But, for the most part, it was really fun.
If you come to a fork in the road, ask AJ, he'll help you know. Helmet shining, number 47 bold, he'll point you right where you should go. Just ask AJ.
Ask AJ here. Would you do a Survivor show? If they had a celebrity edition and invited you, would you participate?
Ooh, man. I did watch some of the first couple seasons of Survivor, so yeah, I think I would do it. My middle brother Ryan, he's a huge fan of everything Survivor, so I'm sure he would definitely make me do it, and he would want to go on there if he got an opportunity. But yeah, I would try it.
Oh, so is there an opportunity to do some like Survivor-style challenges maybe when we're on the cruise? Because he's coming with you, right?
Yeah, he's coming. Yeah, he's open for anything. Ryan would love that. He loves Survivor, and I think is The Bachelor still on, or The Bachelorette? He's still on. He loves those shows.
Really?
Yeah,
I would never have guessed that. I mean, is that like a family thing that he does? Like they all watch him together over there?
I don't know. I think he and his wife both like it, but I think he likes it more than his wife. But she might sit there and, be nice and sit there and watch it with it and pretend and act like she does enjoy it as much as he does. Yeah.
Magacorn Popcorn wants to know if you would do the two-man luge with Bobby and race against McAfee and Boston Connor.
Yes.
No, I'd watch Bob do the one-man luge though. I don't want to be like either way. You're not in a great spot. I think in the two-man luge, I see those people crash and smash each other. So no, I mean, Bob, I'm sure it'd be really good and we'd be fast, but I don't really think I want to partake in that right now.
Age, it's great when you're watching the two-man luge. If you don't see the start, you're not even you think it's the one man, and then at the end they pop up, and there's a second dude just right underneath.
Yeah, I mean, it's very intriguing the way when you put it like that. It does make me wonder. But no, I think you and Schleggs would be good. I don't know. I think you and anybody would be great. But if we had to, we would win. But I don't really want to right now.
By the way, I want you to call Schleggs today and listen to his voice. He's in like week 3 now, I think, of coaching at Ohio State, and I don't even know. He was whispering to me the other day when I was in there, and then he goes back to screaming during the workouts. But his voice is completely shredded.
Oh, he's not going to have a voice ever again. I mean, he already has that coach's yelling voice, but now that he's back in it, we're going to lose him. Schleggs is going to have to learn sign language probably because he's going to be a mute.
He ordered, this is no joke, he had one of the interns go out and buy him 10 cases of these energy drinks. And I walked in there, it's like 3:30. As you know how Schleggs, when he looks like tired, he just says that his walk is kind of like Cro-Mag Man. He's kind of like bent over, just shuffling. And he had this whole large pizza, just smashing it down. It was so awesome to see.
Yep. I mean, the Buck's going to be better because of Schleggs. But, yeah, I can picture that walk right now and just kind of shuffling through there. But then if someone questions him, he just pops up with a ton of energy and yells in their face. So, yeah, it's going to be a good thing for him.
Was there anybody you met, talked to, interviewed, whatever, AJ, out in San Francisco that you were like, this is pretty cool, I've never talked to or met this person before?
Yeah, Robert Irwin Jr., the son of the crocodile.
Steve's son.
His dad has died, but yeah, I had to. He brought a snake with him. The dude.
You think it was a snake?
He was awesome. He came on like he was like a little like clone of his dad, like a super positive, awesome, fun guy. Like just was blown away by the whole spectacle of the Super Bowl and. Yeah, he had this. I don't know what kind of snake it was. I'm scared of snakes, and I had to hold on to it while he tried to wrangle Boston Connor on the ground and tackle him and act like he was trying to wrangle an alligator. So yeah, he was one of those people that I kind of knew of him. I know he went on Dancing with the Stars. I guess I didn't really see him. He won that, I guess, but seeing him and talking to him in person, that dude is like what a positive influence on every single thing he is around.
Did you tell him about Jimmy?
Oh, man, I did not. No, because he, maybe he could probably give me another Jimmy, actually, now that I think of it, because we went to that pet store on High Street that I bought Jimmy from back in the way back in the day. I doubt that pet store is still there, and if it is, I doubt they're selling little small alligators.
Oh, we could get you an alligator. You go down to a swap meet down in southeastern Ohio or West Virginia. I mean, you may have to cross into the border because they've got that exotic law now for the animals, but you get just about anything. And the thing is, AJ, I want you to think about this. You could grow that bad boy to a couple feet over the course of a year, and then you could slide him in that pond right by your house.
Yeah, you are correct. Yeah, I mean, so I have released a couple fish in that pond that me and my kids have raised in our fish tanks, and sometimes – fish are weird. Either the fish die like right away, or those things will never die, and they're in there for 5 years, and you almost forget about them. And we've had a couple of those. I got a couple like the catfish looking things that I've released into that pond. That I tell my kids now are probably like 7 or 8 feet long. So if we threw an alligator there, I think it would just help the whole ecosystem.
Have you thought about bringing the piranhas back to get the kids, to get them back to your roots?
I no joke. I do watch videos on YouTube of piranhas, and I show my kids videos of that. People that have like nice big piranha tanks around the country. I never say never, but right now piranhas are not in my future. But I think someday we could do it again.
Does Pistol still have kill time at the house?
You have a great memory, Bob. I don't know if you remember the VHS. He says, well, he claims he doesn't. Him and my mom both say they don't have it, but I still remember. They had like a big like box of VHS tapes up in the one closet. It's been a little while.
You think they recorded over it with the tripod?
Well, holy smokes! I hadn't thought about that, Bob. Can you imagine if I somehow like find an old VCR and I put Kill Time in there, and all of a sudden it's not what I think it is? That would be that's a tough day.
Well,
for me.
That's a snake.
So my dad, he still has. He puts it's literally sitting on the coffee, like the end table. Laura would drive her crazy because she's a decorator. Like my parents, they have like their big main TV, and then my dad, like right beside him in his one chair, like his chair, he has the
combo
14, 15-inch TV with like the VHS in it, and we'll come back and he'll just pop in like my middle school basketball games, throw in some stuff like that, and it's great. So if you can find Kill Time, I could probably borrow that from Rob. We could come up there and we could show the kids. Just a little danger zone in the background, and you guys throwing some random little animals into the fish tank.
No, hey, not random little animals. We feeder fish. We get feeder fish at Jack's Aquarium and toss them in there for all of them. But yeah, the fact that he's got, that might be one of the last VCRs left in Ohio. So tell him to hold on to that.
I've got the same damn setup, by the way, down in my basement. I've got a TV, and then I've got that it's about a 17-inch or 19-inch TV with the VCR in it. AJ, okay, look, you guys are longtime friends, you and Bobby, and all these inside things. What the hell is the Jimmy story? Did you have an alligator named Jimmy?
Yeah, in college we did. Me and my roommate Johnny and Nick Mangold, my other roommate, obviously, we went and got a little. I'd say he was maybe a foot long. We got not even.
It's like a little small iguana.
Yeah, we got a little alligator, named him Jimmy. We had him for like 2.5, 3 years in college. He ended up dying later during transit when our other roommate was driving him and didn't have the heat lamp. But yeah, we had him. Bobby's a big part of Jimmy's life. Jimmy, we'd bring him out and he would scamper around my little college floor and run underneath the couch every once in a while. But yeah, Jimmy was a great animal. He lived right there in our little poker room in my college house.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've never heard that story.
Oh, yeah. We talked about it a lot on Mac. He was the best, and unfortunately he didn't get to live to see old age,
Yeah. I guess the plan was just get him. We were going to try to get him up to like 6 or 7 feet, and then we were trying to ride him around the neighborhood over there by Norwich Avenue.
Oh, yeah. That would have been great.
What the hell was Tressel doing with you guys?
What could have went wrong? Yeah, what could have went wrong with that? I mean, that seems like a great idea.
That's a question from Patrick in the chat. Did you make shoes or a belt out of him?
Oh, gosh, that'd be amazing.
Easy, no. Jimmy was not that question has been asked to me before, but Jimmy was not really big enough to make shoes or a belt. I mean, maybe we could have got a few, like maybe a wallet out of him, but no, we weren't gonna. We let Jimmy know when he was young, like, hey, we're not gonna use you to any of these things that people like to use their skin for. We're not going to do that. We're going to bury him with dignity, and we did back in Centerville.
With dignity. AJ, we appreciate the time, sir. Hey, is London feeling better?
Yeah, she's doing all right. I think everybody, her whole basketball team got sick throughout like the course of the last couple of weeks. But yeah, she should be good to go today. Good, man. I'm glad to hear she's on the mend. McLean was sick earlier this week, so it's all going around everywhere. We appreciate the time, sir, on this Friday. Enjoy it. Get packed up. Get a good little sports weekend in, and then we got the cruise coming up, man. So excited to spend some time together. Absolutely, man. It's gonna be fun. If there's any two-man luge situations, I'll throw my brother Ryan. Said he's in with you for sure. We can stack a 3 dude in there. You can triple stack a double stack. Don't worry about that. What happens on the cruise stays on the cruise. AJ, thanks for the time, buddy. We appreciate it. All right, thanks. I'll talk to you. Do you need a bank in this town that truly values local business and the opportunity to work alongside them as partners, whether you're a small business or a large operation? Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, will help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale,
Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Love having AJ on. Missed not having him on the last couple weeks.
Yeah. He's got a lot of stories in there we could get into.
I don't understand how you had a pet alligator.
What do you mean you went to the store and you buy it?
You can buy alligators at pet stores here?
Yeah.
In Columbus?
Yes.
Did you know that, Bodie, or not?
I didn't not know that.
I don't know what the hell you just said. Did you
My
have a stroke
my
there?
brother had one in Marshall. They bought it and they kept it in the weight room, and then it got too big.
Kept it in the weight room.
He was a strength coach, so like literally it was like the mascot.
It's like putting that cougar in the car.
It really was.
That'll motivate
He was a little
you.
guy, but then they started feeding it, and it got expensive. He started getting bigger, and during the summer, they got one of like the little kiddie pools. They leave them outside, and they started feeding them. They went from like you feed them fish, and then they started feeding them like legit mice. And
then people.
Well, my brother had to like start breeding the mice because it got so expensive. So he had all these mice all over the place. And he got so big. He was like 3 to 4 feet long. And I go, dude, let's go put him in mom and dad's pond. He goes, buddy, if we put him in there for like 4 months of the summer, he'll be so big, we won't be able to get him out, and then he'll freeze to death.
Oh.
So they had a guy who was going back to Florida. They threw him in the trunk of the car. They taped his mouth shut. They threw him in the trunk. They drove him down there. And then he got to the Everglades, and they showed him how to like snap the tape off and let him go. And
There you go.
Hopefully think that
It
happens.
just feels to me like having a pet alligator.
He was big. My brother's got to be big.
That
He was
sounds
the only one-
irresponsible.
My brother was the only one that would go in and feed him. He was like, you know what his name was? Irwin. They go in and they get on him, and he'd be like a snake charmer. And my brother would have to close his mouth and like get in there to clean his stuff, clean his cage out. They just let him live in the basement. They had like an unfinished, like old style basement. They had like a huge heat lamp and a little pool down there. I'm like, dude, this guy's getting big, man. AJ's was small. They had him for a couple years.
Sure. We should get one and bring it here.
Oh yeah,
Show
Put
mascot?
it in one of the studios.
We got a budget for that.
It wasn't expensive.
I was gonna say,
you
it's
can buy
probably
the
not.
small ones. It's a function of like, are you willing to invest in them? You know, gotta feed them.
Yeah, and by the way, the
Like
funniest,
the Tiger King.
the funniest thing is the Norm Macdonald talk about the crocodile hunter.
Yeah.
Go check that out when he was on.
Believe me, when I was feeding the stingrays, that's all I was thinking about. Because people used to say I looked like Steve Irwin, and I'm like, gosh, I mean, he got killed by a stingray. That'd be tragic if I did too. So
Be memorable though.
it would be like nobody forgets.
We talk about you.
Who wants to die of
It'd be
old age in a
content.
bed?
Yeah,
I
it'd
tell
be
people the
content.
plane crash is the way to go.
I was gonna say we talked
don't-
about that when you did the Blue Angels. I mean,
Oh, you die in that? I'm sure you'd get a nice little check from the government.
yeah.
Have a nice little memorial about it. People go out and put flowers on there.
Future Today in History segments. I would say
Yes.
that's pretty.
So he
Not
died.
gonna be like, oh, he passed.
Bobby died as he lived.
92.
Yeah.
No, Blue Angels accident
Blue
right
Angels
by
are-
Ohio Stadium.
Right, yeah.
Boom.
Ashes sprinkled over Ohio
crashed
Stadium?
into the stadium.
You got ashes sprinkled
Crashed
over Ohio
into the
Stadium?
shot.
Or do you have like, you can get buried?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna have my kids. I told them they're gonna build an old school style altar. I want, I don't know, maybe $1 million in
Okay.
cash packed in there, and then I want it to be lit on fire with all of it. I want to see
Any-
people actually cry at my funeral.
It's not about the money.
No, I want
It's about sending a message.
It is. I want you to cry because the money's being burned up.
And that's the
Town
way.
deserves a better criminal.
That's the way we close Morning Juice on a Friday. Thanks so much, folks, tuning in all week. We're back on Monday. Don't forget Bill Bender.